Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to talk about my horrible Tinder experiences. This was from maybe a year ago, 1.5 years. And I was on Tinder for a while because some people were on Tinder and I've heard of it before. And I decided to take a look, make an account, and uh, use the app. But I deleted it like later on. I'm gonna do my nails, by the way, so I'm just gonna get ready and do a video quickly. I was on Tinder and I had spoken to a guy, but I was 18 back then and he just turned 18. So I had him on Snapchat or something, or WhatsApp. It's like one of the two. No, it was WhatsApp. We were talking and I'm just talking about politics and he was talking about it as well. And that's why I was talking to him, because he would be interested in the same things that I was interested in. But he had a lot of money. Like, he didn't go to school and he didn't work. He would go on a vacation like a lot. He would show it off. And I don't know, like, he's not going to school and not working, so I was thinking, how is he even getting all this money? Almost like 1 million euros. So I was thinking, he's not going to school, he's not working, so he either won a lottery before, which wouldn't even be possible because he just turned 18 and it's not like possible to participate in those things, lotteries and stuff, when you're underage. So it must be because his parents are rich and they spoil him and give him money. So he was super weird and he would just also talk to other girls. And it's not like I really liked him or something. I didn't even have feelings or anything for this guy. He would talk to so many other girls and he would make a screenshot of him calling a lot of girls and put it on his story. Like, that's not how you're going to get any girls. Like, by showing off how many girls you already have. So that was super weird, and he kept like spamming me, calling me, and he sent me like weird pictures. And like because later on I stopped talking to him and he would say something and I would just wouldn't respond. I wasn't even interested. And he would spam me. Like, I would put my phone there, I would turn around and do something for 2 seconds, and I turn back. And on my phone, I have like 100 messages from this guy. I have 100 messages, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell? What's wrong?" And he's like, saying weird stuff like that. I'm going to see if I still have the conversation. If I do, I will put it like here right now on the screen. And I don't know, I just found him weird and then I think I blocked him. Anyways, I'm done with my nails. Also, there was this other guy. Also, I'm not saying any names. I'm just gonna say that right now. Because of privacy, I don't want to disrespect anyone, but now I'm going to talk about this other person. He was younger than me. He also just turned 18. Like, I had also just turned 18, but not like recently. It was like a few months. It was like after my first ex. At first he was like so into me and he would just keep texting me, and I was at school and I would just keep getting messages popped up on my phone. And he was like, I really like you, etc. He was like, I talking about himself and he seemed nice. And I was like, maybe this guy is like actually like nice. He's actually interesting and talkative, and he shows, that he wants to put effort in it. So I decided, okay, we can meet up. And then he was like, it was so random out of nowhere. he started to become distant. Saturday I was like grocery shopping and he would still text me, but later on he became distant because we were supposed to like meet up on Monday. So he said, "Sorry, I can't. I'm with my grandma." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool. Have fun with your grandma." And he's like, he didn't go to his grandma. He went with a friend to Domino's or like some pizza place and was going to smoke and stuff like that. And I was like, because he showed like he put it on not Instagram, on the Snapchat in his story, and he sent it to me like individually. And I'm like, I thought you were with your grandma. And he's like, yeah, no, my grandma, blah blah blah. Like this whole big lie that he just decided to pull out of his ass or something. I was still like, okay, well, are we still gonna meet up like in the future, like in maybe a few days? Because now you were obviously busy, whatever. And then later on, I just realized, oh my god, he was lying to me because at first I did believed him, but then I was like, oh my god, this is like, oh my god, this guy couldn't stop lying. It was so weird. He was also treating me without respect and stuff like that. Getting like pissed, but I would just send him a message like, okay, I wish to be never treated like this. This is not how you should treat people. Bye. And it was not as if we were just talking for 2 days. It was like weeks. Those were my horrible experiences on Tinder. So I'm thinking of, it's not a big deal. It's like it was super weird, and for me experiencing that at the moment and looking back on it, it's like weird, but I cannot explain everything and explain every detail. I don't even remember all the details, so that's why it might look like meh to you, but for me it was super weird. Oh my god, I know, because I know it wasn't a really official relationship. It was even before my ex. It was like a guy that was living like far away, like in the place is called Groningen. It's like far away, like on the top of the Netherlands, and it's like an hour away with the car. So with public transport, which I went there with public transport, it was super far away. Okay, it was like 2.5 hours or something. So I went there to meet him because we were like friends, but he liked me from like before or something. Like we were just online friends because I would make friends on Smite, like not real friends, but like I would sometimes play with some people. But this guy was also from the Netherlands, and that's why we were like, hey, another Dutch person, that's also that's always fun. We were friends and we were always playing together, and it was super fun. And then I went over there, and it was so weird because, okay, first of all, he didn't live at home. I was 16 and he was about to turn 16, so he was still 15. And we were just talking, having fun, stuff like that. And I went over, and he didn't live at home. He lived at a group home for like kids that couldn't live at home anymore because they had some like trouble with their parents or like some fight with their parents. So he lived in this group home, and it was so strict. Like we were allowed to watch on the computer, a movie on the computer, but there was only one computer. That's what he always played on, I think. But it was in the middle of the living room, and there were like other kids around and stuff like that. He didn't even know the password of the computer. Like only the guys in charge, like the grown-ups that would be there and keep an eye on the kids at daytime, they only knew the password, and they were also so strict. And this guy couldn't stop lying. Seriously, this guy was lying his ass off all the time, but I didn't know it back then. So when I went back home, I was within a few hours I was already bored, to be honest, and not feeling comfortable because it was like the first time I met him, and he was already a bit like liking me. Like sometimes on the weekends he would go home to his parents, and then the parents would buy him weed when he was about to turn 16, so he was still 15. So his parents bought him weed, which was so weird. Like I don't even know. When he was in a group home, he would say, um I'm just talking with other people, or like like he would open up his window in his little room in the group home, and then he would talk to people across the street that also had their windows open, and he would just chat with them. But it was he is lying about that, because this group home is so strict. You cannot just go open your window and scream when you have to be in bed at 10 and shut your mouth and everything like that. Like, then you would get like punished, or people would say stop screaming or you will get punished. He was lying about so many things, and I was like, okay, bye. And then he's like he told me he loved me, but I didn't. I was not even sure if I really liked him because of all of these things. I was like, no. Oh, with all these guys that I'm telling about right now, I've never done anything with them. I've never even kissed them. My first kiss was like with my first ex that I've talked about in the previous video, like the horrible ex situation. That was my first kiss, and I was 17. So, like, before I didn't do anything, and with Tinder dates, I didn't even meet them. So, I'm so happy because of that. This other guy that I just talked about, I did give him a hug, but that's it, I think. Oh no, I walked away from him. I remember. I walked away from him because like I was like, okay, I gotta go to catch the bus now, and I just walked away without even giving him a hug. And he was like thinking, should I hug her or not? But then I already walked away because I found it super awkward. There was this other guy, and I had only talked to him on the phone, like not even calling, like just texting. And it was for a few months, but this guy was lying so much, like seriously. I was 15. I had Instagram. I remember when I was younger, I had this Instagram page for creepypasta. You know what it is? It's like, yeah, creepypasta and horror. And my account had like 40,000 followers. So that's why I was like a popular fan page account, Instagram account for like creepypasta or horror in general. He was like a pathological liar, I think. Like, it wasn't just like one or two big lies, it was like lying all the time. He would be madly in love with me, and I'm not really with him, but okay. This guy would be like so in love with me, but he would say stuff to hurt me, and I wouldn't understand because I knew he was lying. I really knew he was lying, and he lied about a lot of things. He would try and make me jealous by changing his name on like cake or something to like another girl's profile picture and another girl's name with hearts behind it and stuff like that. Like, for example, Ashley with hearts and then a picture of that Ashley. Like, I don't know this girl, but okay. And he would say, there's this girl, and then he would just grab a picture from the internet, and that's how I knew he was lying, because I would look up um emo girl with blue hair, and I would see the exact same picture like all over the internet, so I knew he was just downloading pictures from the internet. But he would say that he would make another. He already told me that he had multiple phones, so he would, on his other phone, he would have another kick account, and he would make an account of this blue haired emo girl, and he would say that that girl lived next door to him, and they that she was in love with him, and that this girl would just say like, he is mine, this girl, aka himself. But okay. And he would say that this girl would just be naked on his couch or something, and or like with her hand in her pants, sleeping on the couch in his house randomly as if she broke in or stuff like that. And there was so much around it. And then there was like another emo girl that he made up, and it was like the blue haired girl's sister. uh and like that went all on, and I was like, this is so annoying, but I already knew he was lying. I was like, okay, can you just be honest to me, because I know you're lying and I'm not believing this, and it's so obvious that you're doing this. And then, like, because I know he's making these up, and like I knew his friend. That's how I started to know him, because this is what I forgot to tell. I was a creepypasta account. This other guy had a Slenderman account, and this other people had other accounts, and we were all a group of friends. And this Slenderman account, this guy with the Slenderman account, he was friends with his best friend was this guy that I'm talking about right now. So that is how I knew him, because he added him to the group or something like that. Anyways, this um he at some point he said my best friend's in the hospital, that's why I cannot talk right now or something like that. And I'm like, you mean I'm not gonna say the name, but I'm gonna say Slenderman. You mean Slenderman? And he's like, yeah, but like I was already friends with Slenderman before I even knew him. So I'm like, hey, are you okay? I said this to Slenderman. Are you okay? I heard that you were in a hospital. And he's like, no, I'm not. And then I told this guy, like, I just talked to Slenderman. He's not in the hospital. And he's like, oh my god, why did you even text him? Why did you tell him? Blah, blah, blah. He got so mad. And at some point, I was like, okay, bye. We're not, like, together, because we weren't really together. He was so upset. He was, like, crying and so heartbroken. But I was like, how are you heartbroken if you're just lying to me like that? Like, the whole time, like, about everything. So, guys, that was my video for today. And I hope you all enjoyed it. If you want more weird story times, just say so in the comments, like, down below. Also, follow me on Instagram or Twitch, also down below in the description. Yeah, subscribe, like this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.